Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 11:54 a.m. in the morning. 6 more minutes of the morning time here in sunny hot Kyle, Montreal. Welcome to a special cup of coffee with yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. Which is my dream for us collectively, myself including, to move towards a post-COVID economic, social, philosophical, artistic, financial, educational, and philosophical and system for pleasure and purpose that is generalizing, summarizing the dream, which is the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, which can be summarized as de facto moving towards a post-COVID economic, social, financial, political, educational, artistic, no a system for pleasure and purpose. So that is the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom's dream. Fundamentally, in essence, my dream, which includes philosophy, art, spirituality, theories, and of course, much, much more, everything of nature and civilization, is fundamentally a call for us all, individually and collectively, to move towards a post-COVID economic, social, spiritual, financial, political, social, and philosophical commercial system for pleasure and purpose. The fundamental essence of my dream, which is manifested as the dancing goddess and the dragon empire, or the dancing goddess empire and the dragon kingdom, which are one. The dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, which includes my philosophies, my theories, and everything that, of course, I've lectured, especially during COVID, in terms of my philosophies as an independent philosopher, as an independent athlete, as an independent artist, as an independent activist, triple A plus other dimensions to that trinity of AAA, athlete, activist, and artist, sometimes indifferent. Sometimes athlete first when I work out, train, exercise. Sometimes, of course, artist first when I rap or recite poetry or write children's books or dance, because dancing is my favorite sport. For your studio, or activist when I advocate for such actions of goodness and kindness, such as my call for the reduction ASAP of the goods, Halloween goods and services, and of course candies, sweets, and all treats, all products related to the holiday of Halloween, as it's 23rd of October now. As we're entering the month of Scorpio, I'm calling on the corporations, mega retailers, multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires to please, please, please reduce in half the prices, the cost ASAP. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow, Monday the 24th of October, 3 p.m. This call will be heated. Please type if you're an ally, an army, pledge your allegiance, type transcript, all my messages, my call, even perhaps the rapping if you want me to rap a little bit. Transcript allies and armies, message, write emails to corporations, your government officials, ministers on the left, right, and center, left, right, left, and center, as I am a pro-labor, universal revolutionary centrist on the Sabbath. It's close to noon, so it's more than 3 hours remaining on this Sabbath, which Sabbath of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom commences Sunday at, Friday at midnight, and it lasts until today, until Sunday around 3 p.m. or so. I am grateful, thankful that my rent is fully paid my rent for the month of October, and my electricity bill is paid in full, as I've fully paid my rent and electricity bill. I am grateful, thankful for this cup of coffee, that I'm gonna cook some lunch for me and my anonymous sister. I'm gonna cook some lunch for me and my anonymous sister. I'm gonna cook some lunch for me and my anonymous sister. I got some bacon, yay! Thank you. Love you, kiss you, duh. Pig farmers here in Quebec, Montreal. Well, maybe not Montreal, but Quebec, for the bacon. Thank you, those farmers in Quebec who've harvested the bacon, the butchers and the bakers, the farmers first, because everybody gotta eat. Even this black coffee bean was made, created, and produced initially by the black fertile earth, who contains nutrients, elements, and vitamins within the black fertile earth, and of course with the sun rays and the sunlight penetration of the my pope, the sun of the black fertile earth with the sun rays and the golden sunlight, and of course the rain, the rain which of course produces the nutrients, the elements to create all the fruits and vegetables and the legumes which are synthesized or expressed in my motto, the motto of the dancing goddess army, of which am yours truly, the general priestess of the goddess, founder thereof, yours truly, H, Hana, Hana, Hana. And of course, the motto is that all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. Even this black coffee bean comes from a red berry, was initially made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother the sun. As now it's noon, exactly 12 p.m. here in Hawk Island, Montreal. A little bit more than 3 hours remaining for the Sabbath. That dance is continuous, right? And from coast to coast now, Canada coast to coast, that way is the East Coast, the Atlantic, and the Maritime Provinces. The Maritime Provinces, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland, and Labrador, that way. Go recovery, go recovery, go to that way, which is the west, which is goes past Ontario and go past La Belle Province, Quebec, Ontario, and of course we get to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia, everywhere, Vancouver, and down of course all the way to Seattle, the state of Washington, Washington state, and of course California, the Bay Area, San Francisco, and LA, of course. It's different time zones, so we gotta subtract 3 hours. Gotta go subtraction 3 hours. So it's noon here. That means that 12 minus 3 is 9. So it's 9 in the morning. They're having their morning is even earlier. They're even earlier in the morning on the west coast. But coast to coast, Canada, United States, Mexico, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador, of course the islands, Cuba, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and of course going down South America, Colombia, Bolivia, Venezuela, Peru, Suriname, going down to Chile, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil. The sun covers all North America coast to coast, all Central America coast to coast, and all South America coast to coast, plus the islands. And of course they're having their sunset, but of course in parts of Africa, Western Africa, and Middle East, certain parts, and of course Western Europe, so a lot of Europe, the Middle East, and Africa, they're having their sunset where their sun is still visible in some parts, in some countries, many countries, such as Portugal, Spain, right, and of course Morocco, and of course Ivory Coast, and of course Western Africa with Senegal, and going down, of course, to the Congo, as the sun covers the ocean. That way, the east coast is the Atlantic Ocean, west coast that way is the Pacific. So all of the Americas, north, south, and central. It could be clouds somewhere, it could be raining. The sun maybe does not. The sunlight, sun rays are blocked by the clouds, but not here. Here's beautiful sunny day as was yesterday. Record-breaking temperature. We're set maybe for a record-breaking temperature for maybe have a last week of summer here in the first weeks of autumn. The paradox here in Hokkaido, Montreal, that we have doing after the about a few weeks into the autumn, we have a few days, sometimes even close to 2 weeks, between a week and 2 weeks, sometimes even more, between a week and 3 weeks, sometimes of summer-like temperatures, early summer-like temperatures. So thank you, love you, kiss you, hug you, big hugs to the producers, and those who raise the pigs, and also the butchers and the bakers and the cooks. For yours truly has bacon, got some bacon, so which I'm gonna cook for lunch in soon. I'll cook for me and my sister, of which if I make $1 million, I'm gonna give her half, because I have to pay my $10,000 in debt to the RBC, but I'm grateful, thankful that my rent is paid in full, fully paid my rent for this month, October 23rd. We're entering the Scorpio. I'm call it a heart. I'm putting out a call it a heart there for the corporations, mega retails who have been ranking in record profits. Please, 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 this independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, philosopher, geopolitical analyst, and theorist who admits that at some things is mediocre, who admits that at some things is average, who admits that at some things is so-so, while being average and so-so and mediocre at other things. I'm great, super, and excellent at geopolitical analysis. My workouts are super excellent. You try a workout like yours truly, Dragan works out, trains, exercise. Good luck. Calling, even challenging the athletes in the NFL, National Football League. Go drill, drill, drill. Do some Sunday football. Try to do my workouts, which are most often are more than an hour, since football has quarters. Each quarter of football has 15 minutes. Do the math. Train the brain, train the brain, train the brain. 4 times 15 is 60. 60 minutes is an hour of play. Football, pass, play 11 versus 11, offense, defense. Challenging you to try to do my workouts, push up for push up, squat for squat, hawk for hawk, marching step for marching step, but not just the NFL, but the NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, NMB. Please, my brothers, and patriarchal sports leagues, please give to women's sports leagues. I'm calling for a giving of 10% to what y'all made during COVID. It's women's sports leagues and food security first, food security first, food security first, because everybody gotta eat. Even Wall Street and multi-millionaires, athletes as well have to eat. Grateful, thankful that my rent is paid in full, my electricity bill is paid in full, so I'm brewing this cup of coffee with clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy to do a meditation on that. How, of course, by brains and muscle. By brains and muscle, let's flex a bit. Via brains and muscle, 63 dams were built across this province of Quebec, La Belle Province, in order for us to have electricity, which is clean, zero pollution, zero emission, zero pollution energy. Clean, zero emission energy that we're utilizing here in Quebec by 63 dams. East, west, north, south, up and down. Everywhere that we go, in the big city, small city. This light above my head is plugged in the smartphone earlier today, and it's charged with electricity, which comes from a combination or a multiplicity of one of those dams, of which there are 63 across Quebec, and that my coffee is being brewed now and keeping it on heat, and I'm gonna cook my food with clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy, hydropower. Now, on we also give from Quebec to 5 and maybe even 6 now, maybe even 6 states. I'm pretty sure 5, but maybe even 6 now states in the USA, of which yours truly here, Canadian, North American, Quebecer, world LGBTQ, or this rainbow dragon was. As a universal spiritual teaching student, I discussed often my belief in reincarnations and incarnations and reincarnations and incarnations, which I had many. And as a matter of fact, I was incarnated in past life right here in Montreal. So many ways I'm back home in this island, back home in Montreal, here, Hawk Island, Montreal, where the headquarters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom are on Mount Royal, the Phoenix People's Party, and yours to leader, not a dragon, calling for that house there on Westmount, which was left for more than 7 years, desolate, decrepit, and decaying. It needs some loving God, because Kisses got that one kiss sent from the goddess, queen of heavens above, sent one kiss to her sister who dances with her brother below, to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, and maintain civilization. Because everybody gotta eat. So all those fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made and created by that dance. And I was credited 718 trillions of kisses, because that one kiss sent from above from the Queen of Heaven, who sent to her little sister below, who dances with her brother the sun. Sent one kiss, and that one kiss turned into 718 trillions of kisses. So kisses God. So if any willing, loving allies and armies pledge your allegiance, legions, we make all my willing, loving allies and armies kiss millionaires. Because got 718 trillions of kisses. From that spiritual kiss, who manifests, can manifest in physical action. Because my philosophy is the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. My philosophy is the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. And how do we invest in the body? My investment in the body is by working out, training, and exercising. That's how I invest in the body. By working out, by training, and by exercising. And cannot afford a massage therapy session at the moment. I'm always open for business, for exchange services, with understanding and consent. And friends with those benefits, give me some friends with those benefits, give me some friends with those benefits. Rock and roll it. Pop me, rob me, squeeze it. It is the Sabbath for a couple of hours, yeah. Get a pleasure body for the purpose. We gonna rock and roll it, rap it, kiss it, flock it. Goddess. Yeah, I say it, goddess. Yeah, I say it, goddess. Yeah, I say it, goddess. Dances with her brother the sun. I'm a piece of dust in front of the goddess. So I'm a piece of dust. I'm a piece of dust. Lusting gets moody piece of dust nonetheless. I see the big majestic trees, how big they are, how powerful and majestic they are, and they're 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times my size. I'm doing on that meditation and all the sun rays, so much light and life and heat continuously. That dance continues, of which I channel some sparks, channel some sparks with my own dancing and working out, training, and exercising as I do as an artist and the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet. Was here on Call of the Heart again. Please, please, please. Corporations, multimillionaires, billionaires, mega retailers, store chains, and producers of the Halloween candies, sweets, and all goods related to the holiday. Please, please, please reduce the Halloween candy since it's economically, financially, commercially struggling families and many. Usually, the half reduction, 50% or more, occurs after Halloween. But in this tough economic, financial, commercial times, I'm asking for a call of heart of goodness, an action of goodness and kindness to reduce the Halloween candies in half. ASAP. For the children, for the children, for the children, for relief for the families, for the relief for the families. Relief for the families, relief for the families, relief for the families. That's my call of the heart. If I would be a multi-millionaire, ain't no way that I would be that fucking selfish to not given this holiday economically, financially struggling families for the children, because love children, love children, love children, love writing children's books. I've written a few, written a few. Continuously writing, doing art, creative. With my creative works, of course, as an artist, independent artist, that I do as a philosopher, my philosophies, and of course, my philosophies. Love is action. So please reduce it in half ASAP before Halloween. Hopefully this week, because Halloween is in 8 days. It's on a Monday, right? Today is the 23rd of October. So that is a call of the heart for people to reduce the Halloween candies, the corporations, the mega retailers, the big grocery chain stores, and of course for multi-millionaire athletes and multi-millionaires and multi-billionaire CEOs of corporations or artists, not like yours truly, who's living the worst financial, economic, commercial crisis of our life as an artist, but I'm still grateful, thankful that my rent is fully paid, my rent in full, fully paid, my electricity bill, my rent and my electricity bill has been fully paid. As I'm here on this 12:13 p.m. in this 2022 of this late hour, my call of the heart for act of goodness and kindness on Halloween, love Halloween, and for the children and for relief for the families. I'm calling on the corporations, multinationals, big retail store chains to reduce the price of the candies, sweets, goods. This one time now due to the economic, financial, commercial crisis, due to inflation, shrinkflation, and of course prices are rising. I have that Trinity plus other dimensions that are harming majority, millions of North Americans economically, financially, commercially. So that is my call to all, to the heart, call of the heart on this 12:14 p.m. to please, please, please support it, to write it, write it, read transcript, send it to corporations, grocery store chains, organizations. I've already knocked at a lot of doors to invite for cooperation, collaboration, and of course partnership in everything that Adrian Dragan yours truly does as an independent athlete, independent artist, independent activist, triple A plus other dimensions, philosopher, independent geopolitical analyst and theorist, with some brain and some muscle, with some brain and some muscle, with some brain and some muscle, which brain and muscle is required for us, has been required for us to build civilization, and will be required for us to maintain and hopefully upgrade civilization. And for me, upgrading civilization as a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, meaning working to attain harmony between civilization and nature. And I firmly believe with all the XYZs, and I got some vices and I got some flaws, I admit it. I lust. As a matter of fact, no need to spy on me, RCMP, no need to spy on me, RCMP, no need to spy on me, RCMP, CSIS, CSIS, NSA, CAA, Stasi are gone, of course, was East Germany since October, since until November 9, 1989, Berlin Wall fell. MI6, 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 SB former KGB, FSB former KGB, FSB former KGB, Mossad. I watched a little bit of POR and a little bit of adult movies, and in the weekend, not a lot, a little bit. And but I only set a discipline and a rule and a discipline and a regulation. I said I only gonna watch it out of movies, that is pornography, on the Sabbath, starting from Friday midnight to Sunday 3 p.m. So that is the rule and the regulation which I've held and did perform, if you will, and stuck to and habit to only watch it during the weekend, during the Sabbath, which is Sabbath of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom is now. So a special Sabbath cup of coffee until 3 p.m. So it starts Friday midnight at Friday. It starts midnight at Friday until Sunday 3 p.m. in the afternoon. For regeneration, recuperation, restoration, pleasure. As the week, which begins in a few hours, the regular week of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom commences. There's more for purpose, to work, to do art, to meditate, to philosophize, to think, to do. While the Sabbath is more to pleasure and be. I also gotta eat, and eating for pleasure. It's a pleasurable activity in the body and the mind, not to be derived from spirituality, as much as I am a universal spiritual teaching student who tries to be non-dogmatic, non-sectarian, who admits I do not know all the answers. I was in a past life in ancient Egypt by the Nile, met Moses, met children of Israel, went to dance with Miriam. Don't know how the pyramids were built. Don't know how the pyramids were built. Don't know how the pyramids were built. Many past lives, many incarnations right here on this 23rd of October, in this month of Scorpio beginning. I do firmly believe, as a philosopher and a theorist, that my theories, which I've written over more than 7, 8, 9, 10 or so years, are best for their implementation at this point in time where we are. Of course, action is required. When I say love is action, action has been required for my own healing and transformation and regeneration, and action is required for also our collective. If we are to reach harmony between civilization and nature, and hopefully we will, and start. Action is required also on an individual level. Better recycling as a fellow citizen right here on private citizen in my underground room Austin Temple in Hawk Island, Montreal. Big metropolis city of 2.5 million people. Hopefully somebody's making love now, kissing, hugging. With consent, my main message, everything that I do in my videos, when I work out videos, when I art videos, when I do XYZ videos, when I philosophize videos, this now video, my main message is to my allies and armies with consent. Hug like you never hugged before. It's my main fucking message. With consent, with consent, hug like you never hugged before today is my main message. Because if somebody's not making love today, tonight, today, now, or tonight, or today, because it's still the Sabbath for a few more hours until after 3 p.m. It's 12:20, so you got time. Love, make Sabbath love, Sabbath love, Sabbath. Inside, outside, with consent, consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, and love. Consent, hygiene, mutual understanding, and love. Make a rainbow love, black and white love, a little bit of gray love, in the sun, in the shade. Make love in the dancing goddess in the dragon kingdom with consent. Dance, hug, and twerk. I'm getting better at twerking myself. It's a work in progress, but I'm getting slowly to grasp on the jib and the fundamentals, the essence of the beauty of the dance, which it's called twerking. It's a dance form. It's a dance form. All dance forms are welcome in the Dancing Goddess Army, the DGA, the International Integrated Dance League, International Integrated Dance League, International Integrated Dance League. International Integrated Dance League is the DGA, which it's part of my dream to attain, establish the Dancing Goddess Army, of course, to be an integrated dance league, calling on the support of all willingly loving, and of course on the NFL, National Football League, NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, MLB, and patriarchal sports leagues and women's sports leagues and all sports leagues and all institutions and organizations, both public and private, to support it. The DGA, Dancing Goddess Army, with the DA, Dragan Army, which officially the National Citizen Integrated Social Security and Service Force, which I'm calling the Creation ASAP, and people to support the creation of these new institutions based on a public-private partnership. A public-private partnership. A public-private partnership. Fundamentally, my philosophy is everything that I do as a philosopher, as an artist, as an activist, AAA artist, activist, athlete. AAA plus other dimensions is fundamentally public-private partnership. As a universal spiritual teaching student, I say goddess, and I do say the word goddess, Goddess, you hear the word. Perhaps, I don't know, I try to be non-sectarian, non-dogmatic. I don't have all the answers. I know XYZ, I know nothing. I'm a piece of dust. What do I know? Nothing. Do I know the name of the sun? No. I call it in English, S-U-N, 3-letter, Holy Seal Divine Word. I say my Pope, the sun, that's my Pope. Some people got other popes, other lokes, other jokes, other folks, other strokes. Stroker twerk up in the block rokes, gropes. City citizen loke, dope. Best rapper ain't nobody know. No. Pop, androgynous, I'm LGBTQ, rainbow until I die. May I be avenged 93-fold, sevenfold, 7 times sevenfold. I don't know nobody, nada, zero folk. A little bit of a Sabbath rock and roll rap. I always, first and foremost, I rap for world peace and the farmers, truckers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, construction workers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. Thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers. I'm gonna be utilizing my anonymous sister gifted me some lettuce, romaine lettuce. I'm gonna do special BLT with the bread. It's harvested from grains to make the bread which I have for BLT. Simple 3 ingredients: bacon, bread, and lettuce. Lettuce, bacon, bread. Bread, lettuce, and bacon. Thank you to the farmers who are the pig farmers and the butchers, of course, who made the bacon because they needed the muscle to do it, and the lettuce as well. The farmers who harvested the lettuce and the bread, the grain, the wheat was made, created, and produced by the dance of her brother with her sister, the son. The sister who dances with her brother, the son, made, created, and produced the wheat from the black, black, black fertile earth with the golden sun rays and the rain and the rain and the rain and the rain to make, create, and produce all fruits, vegetables, and legumes that our brothers and sisters, farmers, harvest for us to make, upgrade, and maintain civilization. Right? For us to make, upgrade, or maintain civilization. Initially, we harvest those fruits, the fruits, the fruits, the fruits, right? We harvest them. We harvest those fruits and we make with the wheat. We make the bread with the wheat. We make the bread with the wheat. We make the bread with the wheat. We make the bread. The dough, the dough, the dough. So the farmers and the bakers. So I got a tank, double tank, triple tank. Both the farmers who harvested the wheat was transformed by the bakers. Thanks to whom I have the bread. Both the farmers and the bakers for me and my anonymous sister to have a good lunch. BLT, simple, good lunch. BLT, BLT it up, right? But it was made, created, and initially the wheat as all the fruits, vegetables, and legumes. The lettuce, the lettuce, the lettuce. Let us dance. Let us dance. Let us dance. Beauty, let us. Let us dance or let us to eat in a trance. Let us dance in a trance. Let us dance in a trance. I say, let us dance in a trance. So initially it was made, created, and produced by the dance of the goddess with her brother's son. As all fruits, vegetables, and legumes are made, created, and produced by that dance, her brother the son, right? Initially, fundamentally, from the black fertile earth that was made and created and produced. But our brothers and sisters were bakers, farmers harvested the wheat, and bakers made the bread. So I got bread, bacon, and lettuce. Can make BLT for a good lunch, so I'm good. Good for the day. I'm also grateful, thankful I got some ice cream for tonight. Special Sunday ice cream, Sabbath ice cream. Drinking coffee, being mindful of all the logistics, the supply chains, right? From the farming, because everybody got to eat, even the athletes, which multi-millionaire athletes, multi-million dollar contracts, and the owners, the owners of the NHL, National Hockey League, NBA, National Basketball Association, NFL, where the three sports leagues are going to play athletes for. A lot of them are multi-millionaires. Please, please, please give the food security in the women's sports leagues and LGBTQ sports. You don't need another house. You got a few. You got a few cars. You really need another one. Maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe. Use it X Y Z blah blah. I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Perhaps. Who knows? You tell me. Blah 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 blah. For world peace. For world peace, we're gonna have to learn to channel a lot of the aggression. I myself admit I have aggression. It's two keywords of my philosophies is channeling and sublimating. Sublimation and channeling. Meaning we take an action, an alternative action to harm none, meaning we take an alternative action to harm none, meaning we take an alternative action to harm none. So I work out, train, exercise. Working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice. Sure, get still moody, get upset, but I've been depressed, been suicidal, been depressed, been suicidal, been depressed, been suicidal. I've conquered depression, I've conquered depression, I've conquered depression. It's a hard battles we win sometimes internally. It's hard to admit some things, right? That we have prejudices, biases, right? Which sometimes our subconscious would manifest, sometimes in dreams. Yesterday I watched a really interesting movie, and it explored all these questions about economics, finance, commerce, generation, race issues. Although I do believe in the one human race, so we can do better every time. If we are, if I, how do I would fight racism or XYZ. It's what LOV, love is action. If my winning loving allies an army, sure, an ally army. You know, fight race, I don't only know how I got kisses by the trains. Kisses and hugs. That's how I do it. Some love is action, some love is action. Because blah blah blah, I guess, oh yeah, okay, well. Sure, we've been blah blah, been disillusioned with organizations, proposal, XYZ, and we gossip, right? We gossip and slander because we don't like to admit that we are mediocre in some things, that we're average in others, that we're so-so in others. But being so-so mediocre and average in some things, being average, so-so mediocre in some things, being so-so average or mediocre in some things, while being so-so average and mediocre in some things, I admit that some things I am mediocre, at some things I am average, at some things I am so-so. While being so-so mediocre and average at some things, I'm also great at other things. Great, super, and excellent. Right? At geopolitical analysis, dancing, I'm the greatest. Combination with poetry, I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet fundamentally. Is calling all to support the dream, which manifests as the dancing goddess of the Dragon Kingdom and the Phoenix People's Spy, the anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism, although the triple anti-war, anti-poverty, anti-racism is pro-some, pro-love, anti-war, anti-racism, anti-poverty, pro-love. Because love is also action, right? Because they ain't got no money. Sure, but what else do I got? I owe $10,000 to the RBC. Well, I got kisses by the trains. I got some brain and muscle. I can cook, I can clean, I can tickle, I can hug, I can massage, I can do that. Learn massage therapy during COVID. Right? It's blah blah blah. Some people are where I'm also a creature of the flesh, of the physical pleasure. I love receiving physical pleasure. I love giving physical pleasure. I love giving, receiving physical pleasure. As body for me is a temple for pleasure and purpose. How do you invest? By working out, training, exercising, and cannot afford a massage therapy session, but I'm grateful, thankful that I can take a bath, a hot bath, hot bath, for an hour and a half, even longer than an hour and a half bath, for hygiene and recreation and pleasure and purpose. Purpose for hygiene, pleasure for the body. You get 2 for 1 in a bath. I recommend it. Take a BATH, take a bath. An hour, meditate, reflect, or XYZ, whatever. I love taking baths. Matter of fact, today, usually take a bath during the Sabbath or after the Sabbath when I dance. In a few hours. Water's holy, sacred, and divine, just like fire. Sure, I admit that some things I'm mediocre. I admit that some things I'm average. I admit that some things I'm so-so. But I admit also that, and I recognize that at some things I'm great. Some things I'm excellent. Some things I'm super. Go work out. You work out, train, exercise like do my workout like the dragon, like dragon. You know, show me, show me. You do my workout within the rules. You do those push-ups. You do those squats. You do those hawks within the rules. You march 3.5 hours in steel-toe boots with the dragon. No, you don't. Maybe you do. Some do more than others. Some do more than others. Some do more than others. Some things I don't. I admit. I don't do this. I don't do that. Right? Farmers love you because you. Big Dragon hugs. Credit the farmers anywhere, anytime in this Hawkeye. When you see me sometimes wearing red, marching for world peace with a dance move, rapping, rapping, rapping. Don't mind my rap and rolling in public. Don't mind my rap and rock and roll in public. I rap and rock and roll, workout, train, exercise, and bust dance moves in the public. But I hope and carry my disinfectant. Hygiene. Please wash your hands with soap and water when you go in the bank, when you go in the grocery store, when you go to the mall. I've noticed a lot of my fellow citizens, brothers and sisters. I notice a lot. Don't you neglect to wash your hands and soap and water and hands. We got bacteria, microbes, germs, bacteria, microbes, germs, bacteria, microbes, and germs. Public hygiene is now our duty and obligation and responsibility, my brothers and sisters. Right now, I'm in the ground room Austin Temple. Sure, My floor's not so dirty. I cleaned it Friday, so gonna need to clean it again either later today or tomorrow, Monday first thing. I can do my own. I'm not self-righteous. I'm not. Don't play it self-righteous. I don't play it self-righteous. I'm self-righteous clouds. You don't see me much unless it's from for other educational matters, other coffee with dragon events. I like to read. I love to read, but if it's about philosophy or course of action or meditation or philosophy, you don't see me reading much from a piece of paper, right? Although sometimes it's necessary for statistics. We got statistics or technical jargon and theoretical parlance, which is required. I give a lot of it from the heart, from the mind, from the soul, from the mind, soul, and heart, from the heart, soul, and mind, body, and spirit. Sure, I'm a universal spiritual teaching student because I'm constantly learning every day. Many past lives, many incarnations. Some things I don't remember, some things I remember, right? Some things I remember, some things I don't. I do today, carpe diem it every day. I do today, carpe diem it every day. I do today, carpe diem every day. Sure, I have a dream calling for a 7 year, from November 7th, 7 year project program to implement my Trinity theory, CIT, citizen integration theory, DRT, debtor fusion theory, democratic fusion theory, DFT. A trinity of theories to be implemented via the fourth dimension, LOV. Going for a 7 year project program to do that starting November 7th from Mount Royal, Hawkeye to Mount Royal, which is the headquarters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon King. Sure, I want something bigger to work out more, harder, train, exercise, dance bigger, dance more. This underground room off St. Temple is a small place. Sure, I want something bigger. Sure, I want to afford a bacon every week. Right now, it's been once a month. For the past months, it's been bacon once a month. I'm still grateful that I got it once a month. I had bacon last a month ago, September. I was budgeting. I was so happy. Just say, some bacon on a special. Wow, $3 off from 6.99 to 3.99, almost half price. That's 44%. That's like 44%, close to 50, whatever. Do the math. Do the math. Trying to make percentages. Close, not half, because half of 6.99 would have been 3.49, right? So it's almost half. So I was joyous. Like, yay! Joyous today. I'm gonna go cook some bacon. A pleasure to eat some BLT. So it's just 12:36 here p.m. I'm doing the meditations, meditating on the fact that I got things to be grateful for, things to recognize that some things I am gonna do BLT in a minute, in soon, S- soon B. Yeah, took it out just a few minutes ago. Gonna start cooking at 1. I'm gonna. Is that the good pan for the bacon to cook in? Gonna start cooking at 1. Yeah, it was 12:37. No problem. So if my sister's right, I guess. I'm gonna cook some BLT, bacon, lettuce, tomato. T. Why are we gonna get tomatoes? It's gonna be BL. Hey B, do we got tomatoes? Can you please give one? Take the tomato and the lettuce from you, and I'll provide the bacon and the bread. Thanks. Awesome. So I can make BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I can make BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I can make BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Start cooking. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get going now. I'm gonna pause this. And it's gonna be paused, and I'm gonna get that bacon for one piece. Here we are. We continue. We're gonna do some cooking of the bacon. This is part 2, and we're gonna go for put some news. We're gonna listen to some news or some music. on the Sabbath. First and foremost, wash the hands with soap. Thank you, farmers who harvested the wheat and the bakers who baked the bread. Thank you, farmers who harvested the wheat and the bakers who baked the bread. Thank you, farmers who harvested the wheat and the bakers to bake the bread. Love you, kiss you, big dragon hugs. Thank you, farmers and my anonymous sister, for the tomato. Thank you, farmers and my anonymous donation of the tomato. No food waste, no food waste, no food waste. Wash hands after handling bacon. The bacon, the bacon, the bacon. Thank you, butchers and the cattle farmers, farmers of the pigs, pigs farmer. Thank you, love you, pig farmers.
I don't forget. Did you open the window so that like I asked you, so that the air clears out faster? Just be careful with my spices, please. With my herbs.
Filming.
Well, that's your problem. It's not required while you're cooking. Remind me that I need to show you the thing in the back. Okay? It's good right now.
It's almost ready.
There we have it. BLT, bread, bacon in. Making the BLT. Lettuce and tomato. Bacon, lettuce, tomato, BLT. Since that's the bread I got, then I'm gonna do one leaf with bacon. 1, 2, 3 pieces for me. 1, 2, and 3 for my sister. And then we're gonna do have one more piece of lettuce for me, 1 piece for my sister. 1, 2, 3. My sister, 1, 2, 3 for me. Then we're gonna have tomatoes on the side. 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 Tomato on the side. Ta-da! And tomato on the side. And bacon 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 on the side. Ta-da! That's BLT, BLT, BLT. Put this to wash. And I'm gonna put some. Try to scrape a bit. And we're gonna put this there. Put some water in this. Outside to wash. And we're gonna clean the area with some soap. 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 This is my BLT. Clean this area as well a bit. And voila. And that's clean. And got some dishes to clean. Dishes. Put some soap, rub with soap. Apply some more soap. Washed. A little bit more soap, rub with soap. Now it's washed. And this one with soap. Wash. Wash. Put it dry. And one more clean here. The sink. Clean the sink with some soap. Rinse. Some soap one more time here. Underneath to the side. And sink again. And rinse this with water. Rinse this with water. And voila, we dry. Dry so that there's no moisture for mold. Dry so that there's no moisture for mold to form. Dry so that there's no moisture for mold to form. And voila, this is my sister's, this is mine, this is my sister's, this is mine, this is my sister, this is mine. I'm gonna pause it again and we're gonna see you in a few minutes for the eating on the Sabbath. We continue with the last lunch, last meal of this Sabbath, last meal of this Sabbath, last meal of this Sabbath. Came out in the sun. I'm in the surrounding. I'm in the hockey rink. See, of course, there's no ice, but it's been built here. NDG Hawk Island Montreal. NDG Hawk Island Montreal. NDG Hawk Island Montreal. So I mean the sun ending the Sabbath with a lunch. I'm grateful, thankful, and put a little bit of. I'm in the middle of a hockey rink in the sun. It's 2:11 p.m. Yours truly, Adrian Hannah Dragan. It. This is gonna be on YouTube. I'm grateful, thankful for this BLT, just au natural, natural BLT, 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 and I say first and foremost, thank you, love you, kiss you, farmers, farmers who harvested the grains, the wheat to make the bread, and the bakers who bake the wheat and transform the wheat into this bread, and the lettuce here from Label Province, Quebec. The lettuce is from Quebec, province of Quebec, grown from the farmers who harvested the lettuce, and of course the transport, the trucks transported it, and I'm grateful, thankful for this meal, which is going to nourish my body. And of course the tomato and the lettuce was provided by my anonymous sister. Thanks to my anonymous sister, thanks to my anonymous sister. While the bread provided by a donor, and the bacon was by yours truly on a special reduced price. So I'm grateful, thankful that I'm going to have this BLT here in the sun on this beautiful day. I'm going to do a little bit of meditation. Let's get a little bit of sun. Get a little bit of sun. I'm meditating on food, and all is the motto of the dancing goddess goes who dances with a brother, the sun, my pope, my pope, my pope, the sun shining on yours truly and on all Canada coast to coast right now as it's 2:11 to 13 p.m. Dawe, which is west, of course. We gotta subtract because we got time zones, so we gotta subtract 3 hours. So right now there it is 11:12 in the morning. Still they're having their morning and on the west coast Canada, west coast United States, where I was born twice in past lives. And of course down to San Francisco, the Bay Area on the west coast, as I'm here on this beautiful sunny day, beautiful sunny day, beautiful sunny day, beautiful sunny day. Grateful, thankful for this meal. The farmers, to the butchers, to the truckers, love you, big dragon hugs. To the farmers, to the butchers, to the farmers. Mm. Mm.
For world peace.
So how to do that in the future? I mean, Zelensky will of course go sooner or later. So the government will go there. But how to Russia to hold it in the future? Because they will have some democratic elections in some March this year or next year or something.
Thank you. Now that is the real challenge for us. Now we all are praying and dreaming about the end of this bloody conflict. So for us, the most important thing is to end this conflict. It's of the first goal, but we should carefully take in consideration what Mr. Putin has said about the final goals of this special military operation. And I suggest you to take his word seriously this time, because it is enough to not hear what President of nuclear power says. It's enough. The price is too high, I think, to ignore his words. He has said about the goal of this special military operation: 2, demilitarization and denazification. What does it mean in the real politics? That in order to accomplish both goals, we need to take the full strategical control over all the territory of Ukraine. Without no demilitarization, if there will be this small part of Ukraine, with NATO help, it could easily be transformed in new challenge for Russia. So no demilitarization of Ukraine, because Putin didn't say demilitarization, denazification of Donbass. He said that clearly. We could judge that morally in different way. He has affirmed the goals of this special military operation: demilitarization of Ukraine. In order to grant that, we need full-scale territorial control over all the space of this country. Next, denazification. Denazification is radical demand, and that is condition of let the Ukraine to be. So Putin would accept Ukraine without Russia-phobic Nazi regime. How to fulfill that? We need full political control over country. Full. Without this full strategical and military control and full political control over society, this goal we could not achieve. It's clear. So, what we are going to do then after achieving these explicitly affirmed goals? I could not say. So it is up to Ukrainian people to decide, but not before, but after. In that sense, if we consider what we should do in order to pursue these 2 goals, it's clearly that nothing will be the same as now. Nothing. Maybe no borders will be the same. No Ukraine will be the same. nothing. No, there will be new capital, maybe there will be unification with Donbass and Crimea. That could be two Ukraines or Ukrainian Confederation. They could be reunification theoretically of all three East Slavic Republic, Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus, with new constitution, with new rules for elections. So nobody knows nothing. At least myself, I have no idea how it will be formed or arranged, but I would like to suggest it's too early to say that. Putin will stop after achieving his goals. He started this military operation that costed already to us full disconnection from all the normal functioning system of our relations with the global society, not only with the West, with the global world. And we have paid such a price and cost already for this special military operation. So without achieving these two goals explicitly announced, we could not, it is not responsible to think how it will be finally. So first of all, achieve these goals, and that is not easy. That is absolutely not easy. That is not safari trip. No, it is difficult fight against military system. We need to crash, still need to crash totally, destroy, and put under control, and very radical and very strong Nazi ideology that prevails on nationalists. Nazi, it is more radical form. National ideology that prevails in the Ukraine. So, without achieving this goal, no future for us. So, and I would like to understand how serious Putin is. How serious? How we have taken away everything. Not only Nord Stream 2 or Nord Stream 1, we have sacrificed all, not only the yacht of oligarchs, all we have. So if we pay such a price, so that means in very balanced, very careful, very scrupulous Russian president, that means much. So he waited as long as he could. He avoided as long as he could, as careful as he could. And if he did that, so there was no any solution that I could swear. So, in my opinion, personal opinion, not political opinion, we should do that much earlier, and we would pay much lesser price. But the goodwill of Putin is much more serious factor as my geopolitical vision. He understands geopolitics in facts, not in thoughts. He is practical geopolitics. So he does the necessary step only in the last moment, when they are unavoidable. I would prefer to do that much earlier and much easier and without such radical and violent conflicts. And we could that, and we missed the opportunity. But that this delay for 8 years is the sign of the profound hatred of our president to the violence and to make war. He hates the war. And that our special military operations, he hates as well. Special military operation. He doesn't love it. Maybe in his place, I would start it for sure much earlier, and maybe not let no republic get out of our common country. But Putin is a liberal Democrat. He's very Western in his opinion, he is very careful about the global rules, and if he violates some of them, so that means he has no other solution in his very liberal, democratic, globalist almost vision of the world. And that is serious. That is why it is not extravagant, some unbalanced, hysterical step. That is for sure. So Putin calculated everything. And without achieving these goals, he will not stop, and nothing would stop him. Nothing, including nuclear threat, as he has said. So everything is serious. And this geopolitical explanation shows how really serious it is.
Watching The Point with me, Li Xin. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be hearing from a leading visionary behind the geographic notion of Eurasia. Why does he believe that China and Russia should work together to build a multipolar world? Stay with us. Called him Putin's brain. Others have described him as the most dangerous philosopher in the world. Yet the political scientist and philosopher Alexander Dugin says that his native Russia has simply been pursuing a new path to define who the Russians are and where they're going ever since the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. While many ex-Soviet republics have sought closer relations with Europe, Russia envisions a different future. To Dugin, this is the concept of Eurasia as a counterweight to American domination, and transforming a unipolar system into a multipolar world. Yet, how does Dugin expect China to work with Russia to counter Western hegemony to create this new Eurasia? How are China and Russia expected to build their relationship to the highest level in history in the meantime? I'm pleased to be joined by Professor Alexander Dugin himself. Professor Dugin, welcome to The Point. Let me ask you, what do you mean by this idea of a Eurasia? You're one of the very strong proponents of this idea. So explain to us why you think it is important, exactly what it is all about, and what is the role of Russia and China in that?
So first of all, Eurasia is multi-layer idea, multi-layer concept. It's not easy to explain that. I have dedicated to that many books in order to explore what is Eurasia. Eurasia, first of all, it is idea that the West should not have hegemony in defining the universal standard. So, because West or Europe or the West in general is only part of the humanity, and the other part, and the majority of the human beings live outside of the West in Asia. And Russia, in my opinion, is as well the meeting point between the West and the East, and that is our identity, our mission to bring together all parts of the humanity in order to start the kind of dialogue. So our proper Russian identity is not Western. We are Eurasians, but for example, China or India are Asian countries, Asian civilization, and that is not the reason to underestimate them. Eurasia is an invitation to restore the dignity of all kinds of society, Western and not Western. You put them in the dialogue.
Is there a geopolitical boundary of this Eurasia idea? Does it also include Western Europe, for instance? Does it include Southeast Asia, or is Europe and Asia in total?
We could use the term Eurasia in geographic sense. In that sense, it includes Europe. We could speak about Eurasia only as Turanian place, as the old Turan. Turan, that is the place of Genghis Khan Empire or traditional Russia. That is a narrow understanding. Or we could include in Eurasia all parts except Western Europe that belongs to the West. But we could use as well the term of Eurasia as we are using the term the West. For example, we are speaking West. Japan is Western country. So Eurasian, to be Eurasian is to affirm our identity against Western hegemony. In that sense, we could speak about some Eurasianism inside of United States of America, in Latin America, in Africa, or elsewhere. So for Eurasia is a new concept that challenges the Western hegemony in general, opposing to this exclusivism of the Western culture, inclusivism of this dialogue of the culture. This is the defense of diversity.
It's not new for other civilizations to want to be at least on equal footing with the Western civilization, and yet to have this, at least Central or Eastern Europe together with parts of Asia as one bloc, as one identity. This is interesting. What makes you believe that this is going to work, that there is a common identity unifying these two civilizations?
I think that, for example, in the history, China was the great and independent civilization, not only country, civilization united around itself in the Tianxia concept, the other peoples and cultures. Russia as well was not only ethnic Slav country, that was as well civilization. And now these two ancient civilization that belongs to as well as India, but let us speak about Russia and China more first, because we represent these two ancient civilizations always struggling to be on the equal relations with the West. That was obviously more aggressive, more active. But now, for example, in the bipolar world, Russia and China, but we belong to the socialist camp as well, trying in the modernity to reaffirm our identity and independence. And now we are using this evident crisis and catastrophe of the globalization in liberal way, this crisis of unipolar world and liberalism of the West, we are using now in order to restore our dignity. And I think that now we have two major factors here: the growth of independence of Russia and strategical position of nuclear weapon that is enough to grant to us independence and sovereignty, and huge economic and political and social rise of China. So we have two elements of multipolar world. We have two pillars of Eurasia just now, and the only thing that rests to understand each other for Russian and Chinese. And that is precisely what is going on between our presidents, between our countries, between our peoples. We are in a moment, the crucial moment, we are living in the crucial moment of this emergence of Eurasia, of multipolarity, and at least two civilizations that are ready now to defend our independence and our autonomy.
I understand this theory is quite well received by the Putin government, by the Russian government, and it seems that the foreign policy that they're pushing forward is very much in line with that kind of theory that you just outlined. So for the West, and for people in the West, what would it mean in concrete terms that there is a rising Eurasian identity to counter the Western identity?
I think that we don't, we have nothing against the West. We are struggling against Western hegemony. If the West will be the West as such, having its own values, not ours, not Russian, neither Russian nor Chinese, but still having Western values, that will be okay, and they will find their own place in this inclusive, multipolar vision. But the only thing they should sacrifice, the pretension, ungrounded pretension of universalism of the Western values. The Western values are local Western as well as ours. So we need to, they lose only arrogance. They lose their pretension to rule the other. They lose their suprematism, cultural racism. They lose in that multipolarity. But they could find their own identity precisely in our project, and that is why we have today the West is split, and a serious part of the Western power should reaffirm Western identity. We see that in the growth of populism in Europe that challenges this liberal globalism in the European Union. But we see as well that in the waters for Trump, not maybe in Trump himself, but the electorate, the voters of Trump's voter are much more important than Trump himself, because they have voted for to stop interventions, to concentrate on their own country, and to return to them. So for that, in that sense, I think that Trump is Eurasianist in some way, or European populism that is for Europe, identitarian Europe. They could be considered as well in large sense Eurasianist, or for example people who want to restore the greatness of India and to return to the Indian identity, Islamic identity, African identity, Latin America identity. All there is the real multipolarity that will make it damage only for maniac of this unipolar hegemony, and not to the other civilizations.
Russia is a very important part of this Eurasian. Basically, Russia strands the two continents, right? And China is a very important player in the Asian side, and both countries emphasize this diversity, the importance of the recognition of difference. But how do these two countries find a balance in this Eurasian identity? Because there seems to be an understanding in the eyes of some Western commentators, that there is a general nervousness among Russian officials or scholars about the growing influence of the Chinese state.
I don't say that it's easy to solve or create multipolar world. We need to start to accept the differences. We need to start to understand each other, not on the superficial level, and to solve many problems, or to understand the reason and the sources of some fears, of some misunderstanding. It is not so easy. It is not. We could not say, "Oh, let's Russian love Chinese, let Chinese love Russian." It is not enough. So we need to understand each other as well with our differences, with our fears, and we need, in order to overcome this, to create the balanced and harmonious Eurasia, we need to as well to define the zones of responsibility, the levels and layers of cooperation, and that is the process. I think that I'm very optimistic.
With that, we come to the end of this edition of The Point with me, Liu Xin. As always, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter using the handle The Point with Alex. Download the application called CGTN to watch the show on your mobile devices, or go to YouTube and look for CGTN The Point. Thanks for watching. Keep going.
We are fashionably late to this story in Ukraine, so I won't fill you in on every development. But the basic picture right now is this. Russia's war of aggression is not going exactly as planned. They've moved back a bit and shifted their strategy towards the Donbass. And in this retreat, people have discovered gruesome remains. So how do we make sense of this war? On a darts level, the question really is, how does Russia, and more particularly, how do Russian intellectuals make their case? Is there actually a philosophy of the Russian invasion of Ukraine? For that, we turn to the Russian far-right thinker Alexander Dragan. Recently on Al Jazeera Arabic, he said, "This is a war of ideas." I quote, "It's a war against global liberal elites who are trying to take over the world. We are fighting against the liberal world order in order to provide other nations and cultures with the right to self-determination." This far-right neo-fascist thinker is widely described as Putin's brain. Now, I quibble with that because it's not exactly right. When you review the historical record, it's clear that Dragan was pushed out of Putin's orbit, at least officially. In the past, Dragan has actually been critical of Putin for not being hardline enough. But the war seems to have changed things. Since the war, Dragan has really become Putin's chief evangelist, and he is still one of Russia's most influential state philosophers.
We are not the part of the global civilization. We are civilization by ourselves. Huntington was absolutely right. Fukuyama was absolutely wrong. And we had no other possibility to prove that Huntington was right without attacking Ukraine. It's sad to say, but it's probably us who start this conflictual situation in order to be heard.
Dragan is a Rasputin-like character in Russian politics. He started in a kind of counter-cultural neo-Nazi vanguard, but he ended up in the upper echelons of Russia's military and foreign policy establishment. When he was there, he wrote a hugely influential book in 1997. It's called The Foundations of Geopolitics, the Geopolitical Future of Russia. This ultra-nationalist tome is still used as a textbook for the Russian imperial vision. In the book, Dragan articulates this clash of civilizations vision. It's a vision of the West versus a new Eurasian bloc supported by Russia.
So that was one civilization basing on the materialist approach and strategically on the dominance overseas, on the colonial attitudes, against the other kind of civilization where totally different values were put in the center of the life. The dignity, military power, tradition, conservatism, national interests, families, religion, Christianity. So modernity against the tradition. And applying this methodology to Russia, I came to the conclusion that that explains everything that is now and will come. So from that moment, I deduced from this application that there will be the big war between continents, the great war of continents. So confrontation between sea power and land power. Land power represented by Russia, by Heartland, sea power represented by modern globalist, postmodern, liberal West.
To understand more about Dugan and his ideas and just how dangerous they are, we turn to Matt McManus. Matt is a political theorist and my go-to for understanding today's far-right thinkers. He's also a member of PillPod, that's a podcast on critical theory. They recently did an episode on Dugan, and I want to follow up on that episode and talk more with Matt.
Like what happens, you take Jordan Peterson, get him really messed up on vodka, and then just push him a few more degrees towards Nazis.
It's
stir it all together.
It's funny, sometimes he has almost like appearance. If you Google around, watch some videos, you read some things, you may or may not actually see that. You kind of have to dig deep sometimes. Sometimes he has this sort of air of respectability, or at least tries to put that on. Could you tell me a little bit more about kind of his presentation? How does he sort of present himself to the world?
Well, there's no doubt that he definitely is an imperial figure, right? And there's some who suspect that might be deliberate on his part. Others think it might just be pathological. But it definitely reflects itself in this kind of intellectual genealogy. So just by way of background, Dugan really kind of came of age in the era of Soviet collapse. It had a profound impact on his thinking. And he went through a wide range